The world of Enshrouded is massive, and there are already plenty of videos out there which cover basically the best farm spots to get your hands on legendary gear. While in this guide today I want to share pretty much every single farm location I found during my adventures. Not only for the end game, but also the mid and early game, so you can also get your hands on some amazing legendary weapons in the Forest and Nomad Highlands biome. Even better, I found a couple farm spots where you can not find one, but two ornament chests right next to each other, which is gonna make this farm even crazier, which I'm gonna all share in today's guide. And very important, I'm also gonna debunk some myths, make your legendary farming game even easier, as some information out there is misleading. So ladies and gentlemen, let's get farming. This guide, once again, took me a lot of time to create, so it would be very much appreciated if you can spare 1 second of your time to hit that like button to not only help out the channel, but also other people who search for guides like this one. And yes, if you want to help the community, share your favorite farm spots in the comment section, as well as on our Discord, which you are very welcome to join, so we can make these farming runs even more efficient. Maybe even make an update video with yours included. So let's begin with the first biome, the forest, in which you can already find some amazing farm locations, including a multi-farm with multiple legendary chests at one single spot. Trust me guys, you're gonna absolutely love it, as you can literally farm legendaries like crazy at this location. The chests in this area are slightly lower level, while they are amazing to pick up if you want to start farming legendary gear from the get-go. So the first one which I recommend to pick up can be found southwest of the ancient spire Revelwood fast travel. Anyways, we currently have one spire right there and another one right behind us, but if we look at the map for a second, well, this is where you will find a shroud route, also northeast of the ancient vault farmer. If we jump down right here, well, this is where you will find a cave filled with luminous growth. There are also plenty of wolves to be found in this cave system, but what you want to do is search for the shroud part of this place. So if we jump down right here, well, this is where you will find a root which you can fell. So let's begin with that. So there we go. This is basically what the cave system looks like. We have this grappler area in the distance, but if we look to the north, well, this is where you will already find a golden chest. This is not an ornament golden chest, but already one of the best chests in the game, which already comes with a very high chance of finding both epics and legendaries. Look at that. We got our hands on an arsonist bow, level 11, with already a nice amount of power, which is going to make the early game adventures so much easier. Next up, we have another area which was heavily requested by the community, as many of you guys wanted to know where this place is, the Blue Goblet Tavern. Not only does it look amazing, but you can also use it as your own house. If you homejack it, let's say, while upstairs, you can also find a golden chest. So if we bash the door right here, look at that, this already brings us inside. This door requires a lockpick, but you can also break it in with different methods, where you will already find one of these chests, primarily some consumables, but if you then jump upstairs, you can visit the attic as well. This is where you will, well, find another chest with some more consumables. But the real treasure can be found behind this door, ladies and gentlemen. Take out your felling axe once again and look up, as this is where you can use your grappler hook to get to the other side of the attic. Now we're gonna take out that felling axe and look at that. This will bring us to this beautiful golden chest. And if you open it up, well, you also have a pretty high chance of finding legendaries. Unfortunately, this time it's only rare. But yeah, if you decide to place a flame shrine right here, well, you can basically farm this chest as much as you like. Very important, you want to make sure that you have those red borders not overlapping with the same area as the chest. Otherwise, it can simply not respawn and it will always be opened. The previous chest we found contains level 11 loot, while this one comes with 13, so also the wizard set and a couple others. And after opening it just 4 times, we also found an epic sword and the legendary wolfpack axe. Sweet. From this point, things start to become seriously wild. This is hands down the absolute best place to pick up legendary gear if you're still in the forest. Trust me guys, you don't want to miss this spot. which can be found a little bit to the northwest of this zone. This wood can be found inside a cave. So we just flew past this flame sanctum. Right now we're basically to the northwest of the Ancient Spire Revelwood fast travel. This is where you will enter a cave system filled with lava, where you can also use your grapper hook to get across. And right now we're just going to make our way to the end of this place. Also comes with some amber, which is pretty interesting if you still need that. While right now we're just going to jump across and get to the room with the red bright light. As this is where you can first off fell the shroud root, but even better, after you've done that, you can look to the left and this is where you will see a golden glow. So if we jump on top of the ember right here, do that another time with the double jump, well, look at that. This is where we'll find a sweet ornament golden chest. So that's already your first golden ornament chest. You thought that was already nice, huh? Well, if we look to the right now, this is where you can also pick up a silver chest. But even better, when we walk outside right here, well, this is where you will find another. So 2 golden ornament chests as well as a silver one. So I would say this is the perfect place to quickly slap down a flame shrine, as now we can multi-farm a lot of legendary loot. Level 15 right here. This is where we pick up archer chest of level 13. Well, inside this one right here, look at that. We also have level 15 gear. So if I quickly open up my inventory, you can see that we just picked up these 3 items. A legendary ghost shield of level 15, a 13 archer chest, and also the shepherd's lightning level 15. If we now jump down right here, well, look at that. We can pick up this chest once again. This time we get our hands on the legendary ornate wooden bow. Of course, the shroudwood will be there once again, but hey, this time the wizard gloves. And if we jump across, fly to the other side, well, we also have another chest right here with the warrior gear. So without doubt, the absolute best spot to pick up set items and legendaries. But hey, we just got our hands on 2 legendaries after just 1 restart. Now that is what I call value farming. Anyways, now it is time to leave this peaceful place and move on to the next biome, the Nomad Highlands, where we also have our nice quick travel to the Pillars of Creation. So let's check it out first. This place though comes with much stronger enemies, so if you are not even close to level 10 or 15, well, then I definitely suggest you to first use the farms we just talked about. The next place we're going to check out is what I find the absolute best farming spot for the Nomad Highlands, which actually comes with multiple legendary chests, ladies and gentlemen. An absolute god tier farming location to get your hands on the best loot for this biome. So what you want to do is fly southeast from the Pillars of Creation, where I place my quick travel, and basically make your way to this exact point, the Smothering Pit. If we zoom out, well, it's right in between the Vuka camp and the Flame Sanctum. But if we jump down right here, this is where you should also be able to find a shroud root. Look at that. Wait a second. Maybe there's even more loot right here. Oh yes, I think I haven't even found this one yet. I mean, it's on another location. Anyways, let's open it up. As you can see, this one also comes with a high chance of both epics and legendaries. This though is a level 18 blackened staff. The next one can be found a little bit more downstairs. So if we fly to the root itself, we want to jump down the staircase and then we can actually use our grappling hook right here. This will bring us to another ornament golden chest, and look at that, this time with the ignited hammer. You know what, let's do that again. This time we got our hands on the Fowler Pants. Let's quickly use the grappling hook and check out this chest once again. Hair splitter, GG. After you've picked up the chests, be sure to fell the shroud root, as this will allow quick travel so you can continue your adventures for more treasure. Wow, man, that's already some amazing stuff. We got a set part, 3 epics, as well as a legendary from that previous farm. All this loot is going to be level 18, so slightly higher than what we found earlier. Wow, I almost forgot one of my absolute favorite legendary farms in the game, where you can pick up a ton of different chests on the Jasper Isles. This one is a little bit to the northeast of the Pillars of Creation. You basically want to make your way to the Umber Hollow. This is a spot where I decided to place a flame shrine just above the shroud, as right now we can basically just jump down right here, deploy your glider and fly to this red glow where you can pick up the blacksmith tools, but right next to it we have this sweet ornament golden chest with a very high chance of containing legendary gear as well, which are all going to be of level 18. So if you upgrade that 5 times, it will basically be level 23. So that is already very close to the absolute best gear you can have in the game. If I quickly open up the map, you can see that Jasper Isles doesn't come with an ornament golden chest, but 6 more silver chests, ladies and gentlemen, including 3 consumable chests. So I think this is an amazing place to quickly get your hands on a ton of loot, both legendary weapons as well as armor sets for the mid-game, if you are still at the level, let's say, of the Nomad Highlands mobs. Next up, let's check out the ancient spire of Nomad Highlands, as right here you can actually find a very easy golden chest which you can farm like crazy, as it's literally at a quick travel already. So what you want to do when you arrive at the top, well, look towards the southwest, towards the Pillars of Creation, and what you're going to do is just jump down. Then you're just going to deploy your glider and fly to the smaller pillar, which you can find right here, as this is where you can also find a golden chest, very accessible, with even higher loot of level 20. So if you repeat this for a couple times, well, you will most likely also find some sweet legendaries during your adventure. Wow, this is only my second try and we got our hands on that level 20 Arsonist bow. GG. So the first one was a wand, then we get the 20 bow. I think also amazing to add to the collection. So be sure to add this marker to your map as well, very close to the Nomad Highlands if you want to get some sweet loot. Anyways, let's get back to the top of the pillar, as right now we're gonna check another location where you can find another ornament golden chest with a very high chance of dropping legendaries. This one can be found a little bit northwest of the obelisk excavation camp. So this, once again, is where you want to focus on, one of these dungeons, let's say, with those high pillars, indicating that there is a big cave system underneath. Pick up this checkpoint and then let yourself fall down, deploy your glider and search for the shroud route, because these shroud routes always indicate that there is some sweet treasure nearby. North of the elixir well, basically, if we zoom out, as right underneath us right now, this is where you can find another one of these ornament golden chests. And look at that, we just picked up the Helix. I've honestly never seen this one, but it's basically a level 21 shock wand. I'd say probably the best place to farm for the highest level possible gear in the Nomad Highlands still. All the chests we just talked about with level 20 legendary weapons or higher can already contain the absolute best weapons in the game. More about this in a future timestamp, but keep this in mind, ladies and gentlemen, you don't need to visit the very end of the world. Now though, we're gonna move on to the next biome, the Kindle Wastes Desert. Wow, man, this is where I have like 6 to 7 different farm spots, which I think are all amazing to get your hands on, probably the best loot in the game. Let's start off with one slightly higher level compared to the loot which we just found of level 21, which I very much recommend you if you just arrived at this biome. But yeah, what you can do is already land on one of these hills. Let me quickly open up the map for a second and show you exactly where we are. So we basically used the Kindleways quick travel to fly to the southwest, very close to the Ridgeback mine. Anyways, let's put it right here. Take out our glider and glide to the exact south and search for a campfire in the middle of the mist, which is right here. And this is where you can also pick up this sweet ornament chest. Look at that, a level 23 noble sword. Crazy thing is, I'm using this sword myself as well. I mean, this one right here is level 25 with 47 damage, while this one already comes with 44. This though is when it's not upgraded, so even more interesting. Let's quickly visit the blacksmith, as now you can clearly see a damage difference. But if we now also enhance this weapon, check it out. It also becomes the maximum level, so it doesn't make any difference if it's slightly lower level. You can actually farm this place for the absolute best gear in the game because it already scales to the maximum if you do a couple upgrades. This is something many people still aren't aware of, so please guys, keep this in mind if you're here for some good tips, as also the helix can be upgraded to level 25, which we picked up earlier. The arsonist bow, look at that, all this. Even the hair splitter almost goes to maximum level when doing so. But truly, level 20 gear can become level 25. Anyways, now we're gonna pick it up one more time. There we go. Wow. Another ordered wooden longbow. What are the odds? Let's do that one more time. Whew. Dawning Sun Hammer. Let's go. So the Dawning Sun Hammer, with only 2 upgrades, it already becomes the exact same power level of that one of level 25. Now let's move on to the next farm spot, which I haven't seen yet on YouTube. While it's also super easy to farm, as you don't have to go through any doors to pick up this chest. For this one, I like to gain some altitude, as we're gonna fly to the far southwestern part of the Kindle Wastes, a desert temple which you can find right here on the map. Sun Temple actually, but this is where you can find it a little bit to the west of the Deep Cut, where you can find a couple silver and golden chests. So this place looks pretty innocent. You have a couple pretty poor chests right here, while what I recommend you to do is basically fly to this specific zone. This is where you want to place a flame altar. You can also mine a ton of the lapis right here, by the way. But the reason why you want to place an altar right here is because this actually gives you instant access to otherwise locked temple, for which you have to solve 3 puzzles, let's say. So you basically want to get inside that one, and also that one to activate the buttons. But if you have a glider, your life becomes so much easier. Use the updraft as well, and you will now instantly get to the top of the temple itself. You can pick up a sweet block right here, by the way, which we haven't talked about yet. So let's quickly check it out. The desert temple block. Oh yes, I think this is an amazing one to grab. Has a pretty cool texture. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, we also have a golden chest inside this building. So if we go to the very end, look at that. This is where you can find it. A very sweet chest with probably also some nice loot. I wouldn't say it's the best one out there, while still with the block itself, I think it's a pretty interesting location to farm for some sweet loot. But let's move on to the next farm, which you can find in the far northeastern part of the Kindle Wastes. So that's why I also suggest you to use this quick travel location. Makes it super easy to reach it, while we're gonna have to gain some height, which is no problemo with my glider updraft spam build, as we have mana regen on steroids and can climb up in the sky super fast. Alright, here we are at another golden chest. Let's open it up. Whew, bad luck today. But this one can also contain epics and legendaries of the absolute maximum level in the game. There's actually a lot more to be found in those houses. So if I quickly open up the map, well, this is where I found at least 3 more silver chests. There's without doubt even more in this part closer to the ocean's heart. But yeah, an amazing farm once again. I think even better than the one in Deep Cut. Unfortunately, not an ornament legendary chest. While without doubt one of the better farms out there. Now let's check out an actual ornament chest, which I think is still one of the top tier farm spots in the game. In the Sun Temple, to the very east of the world. I have a marker right here as well, which is a little bit northeast of the Ancient Spire Kindle Waste. And many of you guys asked, how 4am did you get your portal this close to the chest? As if we open up the door right here and run downstairs, either to the left or to the right, then open up a door, well, this is what brings you to that sweet legendary ornament chest with most likely an epic, but also a 30 to 40% chance to find a legendary. So to make this farm as efficient as possible, it's essential you also get your flame shrine as close as possible to the staircase and the chest itself. So then you can farm the chest more frequently, get those legendaries faster as well. Look at that, we just picked up a root staff of 25. There is a pretty neat trick to do this. I'm gonna share it in the guide, which you'll be able to find in the top right of the screen. So be sure to check it out if you want to make this farm as fast and efficient as possible to get your hands on all the max level legendaries you will ever need. Anyways, let's move on to the final two farms, which I think are amazing for both getting your hands on legendaries, armor sets, and also a ton of runes. This used to be my absolute favorite farms, which I found like a pretty long time ago, but unfortunately, it seems like Keen Games did a little stealth nerf on this one, near the Sun Temple south of Scatterbone. What you want to do is place a flame altar right next to this window, as then you can basically jump inside, then just jump over this little wall and open up the chest. I used to find like a ton of epics and even legendaries right here on a regular basis, while now it seems like the loot is much less powerful. I wanted to quickly cover this as many people are probably still using it with high hopes of finding legendary items, while now I'm afraid it is much less powerful. It was pretty overpowered, as first of all, you don't have to deal with mobs, but second, yeah, there was just always legendary loot popping up from this chest, very similar to the ornament chests. Right now, though, it seems like there is just a lot of rares, a lot of commons coming out of this chest, which unfortunately no longer makes it the absolute best legendary farming spot, in my opinion, to use for the endgame. Whew, we did find an ethereal plane. Nice, that's sweet. But before that, yeah, we found this metal star mace, common variant, a rare variant right here, and also a rare shield, which we're gonna delete, but it still contains legendaries. That was like the 5th find. And yeah, if you want to farm a ton of runes, what you want to do is fly or glide to this specific point, as this is where you can also pick up an ornament golden chest. Unfortunately though, it doesn't come with random loot. It will always have the Shroud Weaver inside, but if you salvage it, well, you will get this nice 205 runes. Now, if we return to the main menu and re-log in the game, well, I basically spawn right next to it, as I decided to place a little base right here into the mountains, which gives me instant access to the chest, so you can pick this up as much as you want and make a ton of runes. Another location just popped up when I was about to wrap up this video. This one shared by Cave Duck on the Discord. Thank you very much, buddy. So for this one, you want to be south of the Kindle Wastes quick travel. If we open up the map, it should be, well, around here actually. So this is where we have the Kindle Wastes. We actually just want to jump down from this rock. It has to be right below us actually. Let's check it out. So this is where we have this little sandhill, let's say, and oh, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Check it out. Level 25 chest with a Wildwood short bow, already an epic drop. So that means we will have a pretty high chance of finding legendaries. You know what? Let's quickly take out a flame shrine and place it right here. So you want to have it just out of the border, away from the chest itself. Otherwise, you won't be able to set up the farm. But yeah, man, we are so close to it right now. So if we now return to the main menu, look at that. The chest is back with us. If we open it up, wow, Radiant Paladin chestplate. I haven't even found this one yet. So that is an amazing addition to the armor collection. But Caveman, wow, this is a very sweet chest indeed. We're gonna farm it a couple more times, as it literally takes seconds to get to it. It's unfortunately not an ornament golden chest, but still the second best chest you can find in the game, and very accessible with literally a couple meters walking. I really like the fact that you can literally see it opening and quickly closing, basically respawning back into the world. Let's go! Legendary Wolfpack Axe. That's amazing. We also got our hands on the Eagle Eye gloves a little bit earlier, the Radiant Paladin chestplate. So Wolfman, thank you very much for sharing this with us. Guys, if you have one to share as well, be sure to put it in the comments down below, or of course on the Discord. So ladies and gentlemen, there you have it, the absolute best farm locations, not only for the end game, but also the mid-nomad highlands and the early forest biome, as I'm sure many of you are also just exploring at a slower pace and would like to get your hands on some legendaries right there as well. If you found this video helpful, be sure to leave a like, as you have no idea how much time went into making this video. Already very much appreciated. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, as a lot more Enshrouded is coming your way. And yes, maybe you found another amazing farm spot which you want to share with the community. Let us know about it in the comments down below. Right now though, it's 4 AM out. I want to wish you an amazing day. I'll check you in the next video or live stream. Take care. Peace.